Chapter 1, Shadows in the Earth. Dr. Elena Ramirez wiped the sweat from her forehead with the back of her dusty glove. The sun had long since sunk behind the dense rainforest trees surrounding the ancient Maya marketplace in Yucatán. The site, known in old writings as Xochimilco, had once been a bustling hub of trade and culture during the height of the Maya civilization in the 9th century. Now it was nothing but ruins. Crumbling stone pillars overgrown with vines and moss, and deep pits where her team had unearthed shards of pottery, jade amulets, and traces of ancient markets. Elena was obsessed. As lead archaeologist, she had spent years mapping the site, but tonight she felt a particular pull. Her colleagues had left hours ago, weary after a day of meticulous excavation, but she couldn't stop. Moonlight filtered through the treetops, casting long, dancing shadows across the ground. She knelt by a newly uncovered pit, her headlamp flickering faintly as she carefully brushed away soil from what appeared to be a stone slab etched with glyphs. Her heartbeat quickened. Could this be a key to the Maya's trade secrets? The air was heavy with humidity and the scent of decaying leaves, and somewhere in the jungle a night bird shrieked, as if warning her to leave. Chapter 2, Whispers of the Night. Midnight approached, and Elena ignored the gnawing fatigue in her muscles. Her headlamp was the only light now, the moon hidden behind clouds that gathered above like menacing shadows. She dug deeper, her spade striking something hard, not stone but metal. Excitement surged like an electric current through her. She lay flat, reaching down into the pit with her fingers. It was cold, smooth, gold perhaps. Suddenly a faint humming filled the air, as though the earth itself were breathing. She froze. Was it the wind? No, it came from beneath her. Her heartbeat thundered in her ears, and she looked up. The jungle seemed to fall silent. The drone of insects faded, and a chill wind swept across the site, carrying with it an alien scent, smoke from fires, spices, and something sweet, like roasting corn. Elena shook her head, thinking it was exhaustion playing tricks. But then she felt it, a vibration under her feet, as though the ground was awakening. The stones around her seemed to shift, and at the edge of her vision she thought she saw shadows moving, not animals, but figures. A knot of fear coiled in her stomach. She was not alone. Gripping her spade like a weapon, her breath came quick and shallow, while the night seemed to close in on her like a living creature. Chapter 3, The Living Market. In an instant, everything changed. The vibrations swelled into a low rumble, and the world spun like a whirlpool. Elena blinked hard, and when she opened her eyes, the darkness was gone. The sun blazed high in the sky, bathing the plaza in golden light. The marketplace was alive. Stone pillars stood tall and whole, decorated with vibrant feathers and woven cloths. Around her bustled the Maya people, men in loose cotton skirts, women with elaborate jade-adorned hairstyles, and children darting between the stalls. The air vibrated with sound. Merchants calling out prices for maize, cacao, obsidian blades, and feathered cloaks. The scent of grilled meat, incense, and fresh flowers overwhelmed her senses. Elena rose slowly, her modern clothes feeling out of place, like an intruder in a dream. She saw a woman grinding maize in a stone mortar, a man gesturing fiercely in a barter for feathers, and a group of priests in ceremonial robes chanting prayers at an altar. Her heart raced with both excitement and fear. Was this a hallucination, or had she somehow been transporting back to the height of Maya civilization? She reached out to touch a pillar. It felt solid, warm from the sun. The people passed her by as if she were invisible, their eyes sliding past without recognition. All except one, a little girl, perhaps 8 years old, with wide dark eyes and a simple tunic. The girl stopped mid-step, staring directly at Elena, and a smile spread across her face. The tension built like a storm. Elena felt exposed, as if the whole world were holding its breath. Chapter 4, The Gift and the Return. The girl did not hesitate. With quick, light steps, she ran through the crowd, her small feet barely touching the ground. Elena instinctively stepped back, but the girl's eyes were filled with pure, innocent curiosity that calmed her. Ixchel, the girl whispered in Maya, a language Elena recognized from her studies, though now the words felt alive. Before Elena could respond, The girl extended her hand. Resting in her small palm was a bracelet, glittering gold, inlaid with intricate jade and turquoise stones forming symbols of the sun and moon. It was a masterpiece fit for a princess. The girl pressed it into Elena's hand, her touch warm and real, and said something that sounded like, "For you, traveler from the shadows." A wave of warmth spread through Elena's body, and the world began to spin again. The sun faded, the noise of the market died like a distant echo, and darkness swallowed everything. When Elena blinked, she was back in the night, kneeling by the pit under the moonlight. The jungle buzzed again, and her headlamp flickered faintly. In her hand lay the bracelet, cold and heavy, proof of the impossible. Her heart pounded with shock and awe. Had it been a vision or a true journey through time? She looked up at the stars, breathless, knowing her life would never be the same. The night closed around her, but in her hand she carried a fragment of the past, glittering in the dark. Epilogue. Back in her tented research station, Elena stared at the bracelet gleaming in the light of her desk lamp. The shimmer of gold and the chill of jade were undeniable, yet her mind wrestled with what she had witnessed. Was it a dream, a vision, or a glimpse of a time that should never have reached her? She wrapped the bracelet in cloth, but its presence burned in her consciousness. Tomorrow would bring new excavations, but now Elena knew that Xochimilco was not just a place in history, it was a gateway, and she had already crossed its threshold.